Go ahead and imagine yourself in a world where everything is out to kill you. I kid you not, whether you're playing in traffic or playing in hell, everything wants you actually dead right now. Fuck! So I'm going to make the bold assumption that everybody at this point knows or has at least heard of Wally, I hope. A desperate amphibian attempting to rescue his absolutely deranged children through trial and horrific error. God. And it's specifically because of these horrific errors that I assert this game as being both unexpectedly and shockingly horrifying. You see, when someone asks you, what game has the most insane death sequences? I'm sure you'd be inclined to respond with something like Resident Evil 4, Dead Space, Granny. But that's only because you're uncultured swine, and that's okay. Because we're about to experience something that I'm completely certain will change your perception on digital violence as a whole. Or something like that. So you take your first steps into this brave new universe, playing in traffic just like those kids in school told you to, doing your best not to be scraped off the pavement as you work your way to rescuing all those shitheads, until you mistime your jump and get shredded on contact with a thorn bush. Maybe it was bad luck. So try again as you may, but now it seems like the rest of the neighborhood got wind that you're in town trying to save your thankless children, so now we have snakes patrolling the streets with venom so potent it'll leave your twitching corpse on the sidewalk for the buzzards. Or perhaps if you are able to circumnavigate these horrid streets, you may be surprised to find that, though the aquatic life may be slightly more forgiving than those on land, they absolutely will turn on you, and only the moment you think you're safe. And even if you do manage to make it to the very end, you've managed to find yourself at the finish line, you leap to rescue your beloved spawn, ensuring you do not land in the murderous bushes, and your child, while within arm's reach, will watch unbothered as you're fucking mauled by a surprise crocodile head that, yes, I can absolutely guarantee their sole desire is to kill you. And I can guarantee that because if you pay close enough attention, if you look just close enough, the crocodile head completely ignores the kid. So at this point you may be thinking, well, Mr. Bones, surely that must be the worst way to go. And though while I do appreciate your unnecessary input, believe me, there are far worse fates that lie beyond this suburban community that you've undoubtedly alienated yourself from. And many of these fates will befall you in more unexpected settings. It's fall, the perfect season for all things spooky, pumpkin spice, and overtly aggressive wildlife. Holy shit. No, really, have you ever seen something as determined as these bees to put something out of its misery? The split second they smell your fear in the air, they charge from the beehive like they've waited their entire lives for this moment. And the worst part is that the literal moment you've been disposed of, they turn back and leave your twitching corpse behind like they've just finished their chores for the day. So perhaps your best bet may be to stay up high in the trees. It's a no-brainer that heights are your first obvious enemy, but maybe the squirrels will lead you down the right path. Nope. Not like they have it out for you per se, but you better not step foot in their goddamn path unless you want to have a life-changing experience. And by that I do mean death. And so you begin to see if maybe the journey may be more forgiving during other seasons, as it's clear that fall may not be your ideal time of year. But you will soon find that, regardless of the time of year, everything will still want you dead. Not long into your journey will you discover that not all challenges are deceptively innocent. In fact, some will let you know the moment you've stumbled in that you're in for a hell of a time. For instance, dark caverns. Now, your first clue that your luck is likely run dry is the moment you realize that you can audibly hear the footfall of spiders as they patrol along their paths. That alone should be enough warning that wherever your kids have ended up is indeed a godforsaken place. But hey, at least they're not as bloodthirsty as the bees. Just do your best to make sure that the lights don't turn out on you. But hey, you've managed to navigate your way through the darkness and around the stomping spiders, and managed to rescue the soulless children. And naturally, your next trial is skiing in the dark at high velocity. The premise here is easy enough. Ski for your fucking life and try not to fly off the edge into a death roll or slam into the aforementioned stomping spiders. Not much more to this one, other than the common theme of questioning how on earth your kids got here, and is it truly worth saving them at this point? So remember how about 5 seconds ago I mentioned that some challenges will let you know that you're in for a hell of a time? For instance, welcome to hell, or at least what I assume to be hell. I can't imagine this is any kind of normal factory, considering that, yes, those may be industrial components, they have absolutely no perceivable purpose. There's lava absolutely everywhere, and you have no choice but to navigate through each of these harrowing gauntlets, hoping you don't misstep and eject yourself into a pit of lava like you were just falsely accused of being an imposter for the 10th time in a row. Now, whether you're dodging trapdoors, making leaps of faith as you jump across platforms, or outright making a break for it, dodging a barrage of fireballs like you've just landed on the beaches of Normandy, it is assured that your next trial will always yield increasingly gruesome fates. And as such, there are many more ways beyond these that this poor frog may meet his demise, such as falling into sewer water and watching your body contort as your final gasps for air are merely your lungs filling with septic water, among other things. But I think the point is very clear. Frogger, specifically this version on the original PlayStation, is a deceptively innocuous title. With its vibrant, cartoonish art style and familiar gameplay, it's very easy to dismiss altogether. However, now we all know the terrors that await those who embark on the simple journey of rescuing your heedless and soulless children. And we also know that it is completely not worth it. But do what you will with this information. Holy shit, this game is brutal.